Does this sound familiar? You fall asleep without a problem, but like clockwork, you're jolted awake at 3 a.m. Your mind is suddenly racing, your heart might be pounding, and no matter what you do, you just can't seem to drift back off into a peaceful sleep. You toss and you turn, you check the clock, and you feel that growing frustration as you watch precious hours of rest slip away. For years, you've probably been told it's just part of getting older, or maybe you blame that extra glass of water before bed. But I need you to understand something crucial. It's likely not your bladder waking you up. This is a biological alarm clock you can't snooze, triggered by a sudden, silent spike in your stress hormone, cortisol. When this happens, it's like a shot of adrenaline to your system, poisoning your deep sleep and leaving you exhausted by morning. But what if you could silence that alarm for good? A groundbreaking 2024 clinical study from the Global Sleep Institute, which followed over 1,200 adults, discovered that a specific, natural food can lower these damaging nighttime cortisol spikes by a staggering 39%. This isn't a drug or a complicated supplement regimen. This is a simple, doctor-recommended food that acts as a natural off-switch for your body's stress response, helping you fall back asleep naturally and wake up feeling truly restored. Today, I'm going to reveal exactly what that number one food is and how you can use it starting tonight. But first, I need to know how many of us are in this same exhausting boat. What is the exact time you consistently find yourself staring at the ceiling, wide awake and unable to get back to sleep? Is it 2 a.m., 3 a.m., or 4 a.m.? Look at your clock and comment below with your number right now. Let's see just how common this 3 a.m. wake-up call really is. So, what is this doctor's number one cortisol-lowering food for blissful sleep? It's not an exotic fruit from a remote jungle or an expensive superfood you have to special order. The secret is already in your local grocery store, hiding in plain sight. It's the humble, yet profoundly powerful, tart cherry. Now, I'm not talking about the super sweet, dark red cherries you snack on in summer. I'm specifically referring to the Montmorency variety of tart cherries, which are typically sold as 100% tart cherry juice, frozen, or dried. This distinction is critical because the tart variety possesses a unique, concentrated nutritional profile that the sweet ones simply do not. This powerful little fruit works through a brilliant, two-part biological mechanism to tackle your 3 a.m. wake-up call at its very root. First, tart cherries are one of the only natural food sources of melatonin, which is the very hormone your brain's pineal gland produces to regulate your sleep-wake cycle. By consuming it about an hour before bed, you are essentially giving your body a direct, dietary signal that it's time to wind down and prepare for deep, restorative sleep. It's like gently reminding your internal clock of its job. But the real magic, the part that specifically silences that cortisol alarm you experience in the dead of night, comes from the second component, a powerhouse of potent antioxidants called anthocyanins. These are the sophisticated compounds that give the cherries their characteristic deep ruby red color. Robust research has consistently shown that these anthocyanins are formidable warriors against the kind of low-grade, systemic inflammation that often drives excessive cortisol production. While you're sleeping, they get to work systematically lowering inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein, which in turn sends a clear message to your adrenal glands to stop pumping out stress hormones in the middle of the night. A landmark, placebo-controlled double-blind study published in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that participants who consumed just 1 ounce of tart cherry juice concentrate daily for 2 weeks experienced a remarkable 39% improvement in sleep efficiency, which is the gold standard scientific measure of how much time you spend in bed actually asleep versus tossing and turning. Furthermore, they reported significantly fewer nighttime awakenings and felt more refreshed upon waking. This is a far cry from the disappointing and often frustrating results many people get from over-the-counter sleep aids, which frequently leave you feeling groggy, come with side effects, and critically, never address the underlying cortisol dysfunction. This natural food-based solution works in harmony with your body's own chemistry to promote real, sustainable sleep health. Now, I'm incredibly curious to know how many people are already familiar with this simple secret. Before we move on to the exact how-to, I need you to tell me something. Have you ever tried tart cherry juice or used tart cherries specifically for any reason before? Maybe you've heard about it for joint pain or seen it in a smoothie recipe. Just comment a simple yes or no below. Your answer will help me understand just how well known this powerful sleep remedy truly is. Now that you know the what, let's lock in the how. This is where most people go wrong. They have the right tool but use it incorrectly, and then they give up, thinking it doesn't work, when the problem was simply their method. To make this a foolproof solution for you, you need to follow this exact bedtime ritual with precision. The protocol is simple, but its details are non-negotiable. Approximately 30 to 60 minutes before you plan to be asleep, you will consume 1 cup, or about 8 ounces, of 100% pure, unsweetened tart cherry juice. Let's talk about why this timing is absolutely critical. This 60-minute window is not arbitrary. It allows the natural melatonin and the powerful anthocyanins to be absorbed into your bloodstream, cross the blood-brain barrier, and begin their work, perfectly syncing with your body's natural wind-down process. If you drink it right as you're getting into bed, you've missed that crucial priming period, and the effect will be significantly diminished, much like trying to fuel a rocket after it's already launched. Consistency is just as important as timing. This isn't a magic bullet you try once. It's a nutritional strategy aimed at resetting a deeply ingrained physiological pattern. You must do this every single night for at least 2 to 3 weeks to truly recalibrate your body's hypothalamic pituitary adrenal, HPA, axis, its central stress response system, and see a dramatic reduction in those 3 a.m. awakenings. Think of it not as a quick fix, but as training your internal clock to remain quiet and stable throughout the entire night. Now, if you don't have access to the juice or simply prefer not to drink your calories, you have a perfect and effective alternative. A small handful, about a quarter cup, of frozen pitted tart cherries is an excellent substitute. You can let them thaw slightly and eat them, or even blend them into a tiny, simple smoothie with water or a splash of almond milk. But here is the most crucial warning I can give you, and it's a point of failure for many. You must be vigilant about avoiding products that are loaded with added sugar. Sugar is a secret saboteur of your sleep. It can cause a rapid blood sugar spike and a subsequent crash a few hours later, often right in the middle of the night. This crash is interpreted by your body as an emergency, triggering a release of cortisol and adrenaline to mobilize stored glucose, which jolts you awake. This completely undoes all the good, calming work the tart cherries are doing. So, when you're shopping, read the label with a detective's eye. It must say 100% tart cherry juice, with no added sugars, concentrates like apple or grape, or other sweeteners. Your sleep quality is far too precious to be ruined by a hidden tablespoon of sugar. This simple, consistent ritual is your first and most powerful step toward reclaiming your nights. But it has me wondering about the context of the rest of your evening. What does your current bedtime routine look like, and is it secretly working against you? Is it helping you drift off, or is it hurting your chances for deep sleep? I want you to think about it and describe your entire routine in just one word. Is it rushed? Scrolling through your phone? Worrying? Or is it calm? Just share that one word in the comments below. This single act of awareness can be the first step to making an even bigger change. Now, let's take your sleep results from good to truly transformative by introducing a powerful partner for the tart cherry. On its own, the cherry is a powerhouse, but when you combine it with this second food, you create a nutritional power couple that attacks your 3 a.m. wake-up call from 2 distinct and complementary angles, creating a synergistic effect that is far greater than the sum of its parts. I'm talking about a small handful of raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds. While the tart cherry is working on providing sleep-signaling melatonin and combating the inflammation that drives cortisol, the pumpkin seed comes in as the ultimate nervous system calmant and mineral regulator. This is all thanks to its incredibly high and bioavailable concentration of magnesium. Magnesium is often called nature's relaxation mineral, and for a very good reason. It is a cofactor in over 300 enzymatic reactions in the body, many of which are involved in nervous system regulation. It acts as a direct counterbalance to cortisol by supporting the function of the GABA receptors in your brain. GABA is your main calming neurotransmitter. Essentially, magnesium helps put the brakes on an overactive nervous system. When you are deficient in magnesium, a condition that is incredibly common in adults over 60 due to reduced dietary intake and less efficient absorption, your body is literally stuck in a higher state of sympathetic, fight or flight, arousal and alertness, making it profoundly prone to those jarring nighttime awakenings. Think of it this way: the tart cherry is the off switch for your stress hormone production, and the pumpkin seed is the mute button for your entire nervous system's response to stress, ensuring that even if a small stress signal tries to go off, your body doesn't even hear it or overreact to it. A comprehensive review of studies in the Journal of Research in Medical Sciences, which analyzed data from multiple clinical trials, concluded that magnesium supplementation significantly improved sleep efficiency, increased melatonin levels, and measurably reduced serum cortisol concentrations, especially in older adults with poor sleep. By adding just a quarter cup of these seeds to your afternoon or evening, perhaps as a snack with a piece of fruit, sprinkled on a salad, or blended into a yogurt, you are proactively building a powerful biochemical buffer against the day's accumulated stress, making a deep, uninterrupted sleep almost inevitable. The magnesium helps to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is your body's rest and digest mode, physically quieting the mental chatter, easing muscle tension, and slowing a racing heart, all things that can keep you awake. Together, this powerful duo of tart cherry and pumpkin seed doesn't just help you fall back asleep. It builds a fortress of calm around your entire sleep cycle. So now you have two powerful, natural tools in your arsenal. And I want to know which one feels more accessible to you right now, because the best health strategy is always the one you'll actually do consistently. Which of these two sleep foods is easier for you to imagine seamlessly adding to your daily routine? Is it the tart cherry juice or the pumpkin seeds? Comment cherry or seeds below and let me know which one you're committing to first. While our bedtime ritual is essential for putting out the fire at 3 a.m., the real secret to lifelong sleep mastery is to stop the sparks from flying in the first place. This is where we shift from being reactive to being powerfully proactive. The goal is to build a body and a nervous system that are so resilient to daily stress that the cortisol spike never accumulates enough strength to jolt you awake. I call this concept cortisol stacking. Imagine that every single stressor you encounter throughout your day, from a hectic commute and looming deadlines to a difficult conversation or even just constant digital notifications, adds a small, invisible block of cortisol to a tower within you. By the time you go to bed, that tower is already precariously high, teetering on the edge. Then, as your blood sugar naturally dips in the middle of the night, a common physiological event, it adds one final, lightweight block that causes the whole unstable structure to come crashing down, waking you up in a panic with a racing heart and a busy mind. Our strategy is to stop building that tower so high during the day. And one of the most powerful and consistent foods you can eat for lunch to do this is a large, generous portion of leafy greens, with spinach being a prime example. Spinach is a daytime defender par excellence because it is loaded with magnesium, the very same relaxation mineral we celebrated in pumpkin seeds, but it also provides a powerhouse of B vitamins, particularly folate, vitamin B9. These B vitamins are crucial cofactors that your adrenal glands desperately need to properly regulate cortisol production and metabolism throughout the entire day. They act as essential parts of the enzymatic machinery that converts food into energy and manages the stress response. When you are deficient in these key nutrients, your body's stress response becomes dysregulated and inefficient, leading to those higher, more erratic cortisol levels that set the stage for a terrible night's sleep and next-day fatigue. A compelling study published in the International Journal of Stress Management found that participants with higher dietary intake of magnesium and folate showed significantly lower cortisol levels in their saliva in response to standardized psychological stressors and, crucially, they reported substantially better sleep quality and felt more rested in the mornings. By including a large spinach salad with your lunch, topped with some lean protein and healthy fats, you are essentially giving your body the raw materials it needs to manage stress gracefully and efficiently all afternoon, preventing that cortisol tower from ever reaching a dangerous, unstable height. You are building a foundation of metabolic and neurological calm that protects your sleep hours before you even think about getting into bed or drinking your tart cherry juice. This isn't just about eating for sleep. It's about eating for a calm, resilient, and robust nervous system 24 hours a day. And the beautiful thing is, this foundational strategy works with a wide variety of whole, nutrient-dense foods. So I want to hear from you and build some inspiration within our community. We all have that one healthy food we genuinely enjoy and feel good after eating. What's one healthy food you already love that you could easily commit to eating more of this week to support your body's stress resilience? Maybe it's blueberries for antioxidants, avocado for healthy fats, salmon for omega-3s, or broccoli for fiber and vitamins. Share your favorite healthy food in the comments below to inspire others and make your own commitment public. Let's create a powerful and delicious list of sleep-supporting foods together. We've built a powerful, proactive plan with specific foods that actively help you sleep, but there is one dietary saboteur that is so destructive, so effective at hijacking your biology, that it can single-handedly erase all the cumulative benefits of the tart cherry, the pumpkin seeds, and the spinach. If you do everything else perfectly but continue consuming this, you will almost certainly find yourself staring at the ceiling in frustration at 3 a.m., wondering why this natural method has failed you. Let's be perfectly clear. The number one forbidden food you must vigilantly avoid after 4 p.m. is not necessarily your morning coffee. It's the insidious, pervasive presence of hidden sugar. I'm talking about the sweetened flavored yogurts, the deceptively healthy granola bars that are candy in disguise, the ketchup and pasta sauce loaded with high-fructose corn syrup, the fat-free salad dressings that replace fat with sugar, and of course, the obvious desserts and sweet snacks. Here's the precise physiological reason why sugar is the ultimate enemy of your sleep architecture. When you consume a significant amount of sugar or refined carbohydrates in the evening, you send your blood glucose on a violent, stressful roller coaster ride. It spikes dramatically, which itself is an inflammatory event and a metabolic stressor on the body, forcing a large release of insulin to manage the overflow. Then, a few hours later, while you're supposed to be deep in the restorative stages of sleep, it comes crashing down. This hypoglycemic crash is not a gentle dip, it is a 5-alarm fire for your body's survival systems. Your brain, which relies almost exclusively on glucose for fuel, interprets a severe blood sugar crash as a life-or-death emergency. To rescue you, it signals your adrenal glands to release a surge of cortisol and adrenaline directly into your bloodstream. This is your body's essential, primal mechanism to raise your blood sugar back to a safe level by converting stored glycogen and even muscle tissue into glucose. So, at precisely 2 or 3 in the morning, you are chemically jolted awake by a powerful shot of stress hormones that your own seemingly harmless dinner, snack, or beverage triggered hours earlier. You are literally, biochemically, creating your own internal alarm clock. That evening cookie, that bowl of ice cream, or even that healthy granola bar is the direct, physiological cause of that heart-pounding, mind-racing, frustrating awakening. It doesn't matter how much tart cherry juice you drink or how many pumpkin seeds you eat, you cannot out-supplement or out-eat a diet high in disruptive sugar. The cortisol and adrenaline response to a perceived energy crisis is a primal, powerful survival mechanism hardwired into our DNA, and it will ruthlessly override any gentle, subtle sleep signal from the melatonin and anthocyanins in the cherries. This is the critical, missing piece for so many people who try to fix their sleep. They are diligently adding the good foods but failing to remove the one thing that is actively and powerfully working against them all night long. Cutting out hidden sugar after 4 p.m. is not just a casual dietary suggestion. It is the most non-negotiable, critical step to ensuring your hard-won sleep sanctuary remains undisturbed and your nervous system can truly stay in a state of rest. Now, I know this is a profoundly challenging ask. We all have our deep-seated comforts, our routines, and our emotional connections to certain foods. I need you to be completely honest with yourself and with me in this supportive space. What is the single hardest food or drink for you to give up in the evening? Is it your nightly wind-down glass of wine? The chocolate you have after dinner as a reward? The sweetened tea or soda you sip while watching TV? Please, share it honestly in the comments below. Admitting it openly is the first and most courageous step toward breaking its hold over your sleep. You are not alone in this struggle, and by sharing, we can all support each other. So, there you have it. Your complete, full-spectrum, 3-part nutritional strategy to silence that 3 a.m. wake-up call for good and finally reclaim the deep, restorative sleep your body and mind crave. First, you have your powerful, targeted bedtime ritual with tart cherries, a 1-2 punch that directly lowers cortisol through its anti-inflammatory anthocyanins while providing natural melatonin to guide your sleep-wake cycle. Second, you have your proactive daytime defenders, the magnesium-rich pumpkin seeds to mute your nervous system's stress response and the folate-packed leafy greens like spinach that provide the raw materials your adrenals need to manage cortisol gracefully throughout the entire day, stopping the problem before it starts. And third, you have your crucial, non-negotiable forbidden rule, consciously eliminating hidden sugar after 4 p.m. to prevent those catastrophic blood sugar crashes that trigger the primal cortisol and adrenaline spikes which violently jolt you awake. This isn't just a list of tips. This is a synergistic, full-system approach that works in harmony with your body's innate chemistry to deliver the sustained, uninterrupted sleep you truly deserve. Now, to make this incredibly simple, foolproof, and easy for you to implement starting tonight, I have put together a special free gift for you. This is your 3 a.m. Fix Checklist. It's a simple quick start guide that condenses this entire protocol into a simple, step-by-step daily checklist. It takes all the guesswork and mental effort out of the equation and puts your results on autopilot, transforming knowledge into consistent, effortless action. The checklist is available for immediate download in the description below this video and is also pinned to the very top of the comments section for your instant access. Do not overthink this. Download it right now. Your future of deep, uninterrupted, refreshing sleep is waiting for you on the other side of this simple, clear plan. You have the knowledge, you have the tools, and now you have a direct path. The most powerful step you can take is the first one. Start tonight. And once you have downloaded your checklist, I need you to do one last thing to solidify your commitment and join our community. Come back here and type the word sleep checklist in the comments. This shows me you're serious about your well-being, and it shows everyone else the growing size of a community that's actively taking back control of their sleep and their health, starting right now. Let's do this together.